Jane Goodall. The Watcher. Jane Goodall was born in England in 1934. As a child, she liked to learn about animals. She liked to watch how they behaved. Jane loved to read colorful stories about jungle animals. She dreamed of living in Africa. Jane was sure that one day she wanted to live with animals and write stories about them. Off to Africa. When Jane finished school, she went to work in an office. She saved the money she earned. When she had saved enough, Jane took a trip of Kenya. In Africa, in Kenya, she met Dr. Louis Leakey. Leakey was a scientist who wanted to learn how apes might be like humans. Dr. Leakey hired Jane to work with him. One day, she thought about doing a new kind of study. The study would be about chimpanzees in Tanzania. Dr. Leakey was looking for a person to help him. That person would watch how the chimps lived. That read reports. He asked if Jane would like to do the study with him. Into the forest. Jane moved to Goodall, a forest in Tanzania. She watched the chimps. Every day, she wrote careful notes about what she saw. Jane saw that the chimps lived in family group. In her notes, she gave each family member a name. The Goodall gang. At first, many of the chimps were afraid of Jane. An older chimp she named David trusted Jane. One day, David let Jane meet his family group. She watched them and wrote reports on how they behaved. Her reports upset many old beliefs. At the time, most people believed that the chimps ate only plants. Jane saw David's family eat meats. Most people believed chimps weren't smart enough to use simple tools. Jane saw David use a stick to poke in the termite hill to reach a termite snack. That was smart. Jane reported that David used a stick as a tool to get food. Her words upset many scientists because they thought only people could make or use tools. Other chimps also began to trust Jane and let her watch them. She reported chimp behavior that no one else had ever seen before. Jane said that each chimp behaved in its own way, just as humans do. She saw chimps being happy, sad, angry, and loving, just as humans are. Jane's reports surprised many people. Her work made many scientists think that their old ideas about the species might be wrong. Trouble in the forest. After living in Goodall for many years, Jane began to worry. She saw that much of the forest were being cut down. The chimps were losing their homes. Some people were even hunting the chimp for food. Hunters were also stealing baby chimps to sell them. Some older chimps were sold to labs for experiments. Jane was afraid that the Goodall chimps might all die. She knew she had to tell people what was being in the Goodall forest. Jane began to to travel and talk with large groups of people. She asked them to help her save the chimps. And at first, people trusted Jane and listened to her. They agreed to support her work in Goodall. Jane Goodall today. More than 50 years have passed since Jane Goodall first went to Tanzania. Today, she still meets with people all over the world. She still talks about her work there. When she can, she returns to her Goodall home. She walks into the forest and sits down quietly. She smiles as she watches the chimps.